It's election day and polls are closing. We have the latest on voter turnout.
And a tight race for governor as Governor Andy Beshear and Republican candidate Daniel Cameron wait for results to come in.
Plus, the latest in the race for the state's next attorney general.
Chief Meteorologist T.J. Shuck, a great election day weather-wise, especially by early November standards. Mid-70s across much of the region. We're going to do even better than that with sunshine and wind returning tomorrow. Your Storm Team forecast is coming up.
Good evening. I'm Miranda Combs.
And I'm Paxton Boyd. Thanks for joining us. We begin with election 2023. The most anticipated race in the Bluegrass tonight is the governor's race. It's one of the most hotly contested races in the country and one that's garnered national attention.
As we anticipate who will be the next Kentucky governor, let's look at the candidates. Incumbent Andy Beshear is looking for his second term as governor. He is facing his opponent, Republican candidate Daniel Cameron.
ABC 36's Anna Medina has closely been following this race. Tonight she's covering the incumbent Andy Beshear in Louisville. Anna, what can you tell us so far?
Well, Paxton and Miranda, polls have begun to close in central Kentucky and will be closing in about an hour in other parts of the state. But let's talk a little bit about Andy Beshear, the incumbent. Now, he's seen a lot through his gubernatorial term, from the eastern Kentucky floods to the western Kentucky tornadoes. He's seen also a lot of economic investment into the state, and he's determined to win a second term tonight to continue what he's begun.
Oh, we're feeling good.
As the waiting game officially begins, those in the Commonwealth are anxious to find out who will hold the state's top office. Current incumbent Andy Beshear says the support he received as he made his way around the Bluegrass was like no other.
It's really exciting to see so many people who view this not as my campaign, but as our campaign, about a big, bright future. So very excited to continue the work we're doing, to continue a record-setting economy, to continue expanding health care.
Beshear wants to continue the work he has begun, including record investments to the state and advocating for teacher raises and universal pre-K.
We're going to move this state forward the next 4 years.
Beshear was even asked about potential victory speeches, to which he says,
I'm writing one, and I look forward to giving it.
Now, Beshear's campaign party is about to get underway here at 6 o'clock here at Paris Town Hall on Old Forester in Louisville. Be sure to keep up with ABC 36 throughout the night for the latest election results. For now, live in Louisville, Anna Medina, ABC 36 on your side.
Already sounds pretty crowded out there.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Anna. Well, Beshear's challenger is current Kentucky Attorney General and Republican nominee Daniel Cameron.
It would be a historic victory for Cameron, who, if he's elected, would become the state's first black governor in history. ABC 36's Justin Walker caught up with Cameron as he cast his ballot this morning. Justin joins us live from Louisville Marriott downtown, where the Republican Party will be hosting a watch party. Justin?
We're inside the big ballroom where supporters of Daniel Cameron and other Republican Party candidates are starting to come in. Now, we caught up with Daniel Cameron this morning here in Louisville. Republican gubernatorial candidate Daniel Cameron casting his ballot at Wilder Elementary Tuesday morning in Louisville with his wife and son.
So we're at peace, and we feel very good about leaving it all on the field and having run our race, and again, just grateful for this opportunity.
Cameron saying he's run a great campaign, as evidenced by recent polling that shows a close race between he and incumbent Democratic Governor Andy Beshear. As the campaign waits for the polls to close, Cameron says he plans to spend a lot of time with his wife and son before the Republican Party's victory party at the Marriott Hotel in downtown.
Tell you what, I hope to spend a lot of time with these two. You know, being on the campaign trail, it's really challenging to be at home as much as you want to be. And so I'm grateful for these two and going to spend some time with them today. I think we might even put up a Christmas tree for Theodore today, is what Mackenzie told me before we left the house. So
Cameron making one final pitch to voters.
Vote. Get out and vote. And, you know, obviously we've had a robust campaign. But if you want leadership in this state that is going to reflect your values, going to eliminate Kentucky's income tax, going to get violent crime under control, make sure we never shut down our schools, our small businesses, or our churches again, I hope you vote Daniel Cameron today.
And of course, we'll keep you updated as those results continue to come in. Of course, polls are now closed. Live in Louisville, Justin Walker for ABC 36 on your side.
All right, checking in once again with our chief meteorologist, T.G. Shuck. And in terms of election day weather, you can't really do a whole lot better than we're doing today.
Little weird.
Yeah, we joked around that it easily could have been the May primary. Typically, it's a little warmer than that, but you get the idea. Even with the clouds around, November in Kentucky, you see a lot of the leaves coming off the trees now as we get a little deeper in the month, about a week in here. We had the clouds around as expected, but luckily didn't deal with anything in the way of rain showers or sprinkles. In fact, we had some clearing down south, but we've got clouds kind of filling back in that boundary sitting along the Ohio River, and it will begin to lift to the north as we head through the overnight. Bluegrass Pace Care Skyview HD Camera Network, downtown Mount Sterling and Montgomery County. Got some clouds and 64. Winds are light, but that is going to change tomorrow. Most locations into the upper 60s to around 70. Not going to move a whole lot. Those clouds kind of acting as a blanket, and as the winds shift more to the southeast overnight, that should hold us up a touch. I think most locations starting out in the upper 50s to around 60 may drop off during the middle of the night, and then temperatures may actually come up a couple of degrees. But with a good bit of sunshine and winds southwest 15 to 20, occasionally gusting 25 plus, we're going to make a run toward the 80-degree mark, and that would be record-setting. Our record tomorrow here in Lexington, 77. Set just 3 years ago in 2020. We don't get many 80-degree temperatures here in November, so you know it's not going to last long. I'll tell you about that in the 7-8 coming up.
Meanwhile, in the race for State Attorney General, Democrat Colonel Pamela Stevenson and Republican Russell Coleman are both vying to become the top law enforcement officer in the state.
Former U.S. Attorney Russell Coleman is a pro-life, pro-family conservative who says he will always back the blue. Ramey Cohen joins us live from the Marriott from the Republican Watch Party. Hey, Ramey.
Hey, Miranda and Paxton, that's right. I caught up with Russell Coleman earlier this morning when he went out to vote, and he says he's honored and humbled by this experience. He says his main focus is to protect families.
It's what I've done my entire career as an FBI special agent, as the United States Attorney. I look forward to serving with Governor-elect and then Governor Daniel Cameron.
Coleman's career includes stints as an FBI special agent, assistant Commonwealth's attorney, and senior advisor and legal counsel to U.S. Senator Mitch McConnell. Coleman is a Western Kentucky native and is a partner at the Louisville law firm Frost Brown Todd.
Doing a better job of pushing back on the poison we're seeing dumping into our communities, the violence we're seeing, and honestly, frankly, pushing back on this left-of-center agenda that we're seeing coming out of Washington, D.C.
Coleman vows to deliver a crackdown on violent crime and drug trafficking while pointing to his extensive criminal justice resume. He wants to see changes being made and plans to hit the ground running.
Look forward to putting together a team that reflects our values, that wants to attack these priorities, want to attack these threats, the dope we're seeing, the violence we're seeing, and the pushing back in the Biden administration.
Coleman says he wants Kentuckians to show up and know that your voice matters.
So I would encourage Kentuckians to don't just yell at the TV. Get out and vote. Assert their views.
Coleman says he wants to see a team that reflects his views and has a sense of urgency when it comes to protecting folks here in the Commonwealth. I'll have more on this coming up at 11. Live in Louisville, Ramey Cohen, ABC 36 on your side.
Well, polls are closed now here in central Kentucky.
Voters in line still getting a chance to vote. ABC 36's Jordan Smith joins us now from the Tates Creek Library here in Lexington with more. Jordan?
Well, Paxton and Miranda, the polls have now closed here in Lexington, as I know you all are very much aware. But I will say the vote out turnout here at the Tates Creek location of the Lexington Public Library has been steady ever since we got here. We got here just after 4 o'clock. And actually, there's been a couple of people that has came to try to get in here after 6 and they've been turned down. So people definitely have wanted to come out and wanted to vote. The turnout, again, they said that they were doing well more than they normally do here at the Tates Creek location. And it's, I mean, one reason could be because the weather has been so perfect perfect today. We had afternoon highs that hit the low 70s, mix of sun and clouds now. It's just a pretty much perfect November-like evening. Temperatures that have dropped into the upper 60s, and as people are heading home from the polls, of course, we're waiting for those results. It will continue to be good weather, but again, we've seen a good turnout here in our part of Lexington, as I know we have across the state as well. We'll send it back to you, but for now, in Lexington, meteorologist Jordan Smith for ABC 36 on your side.
And if you suspect any election law violations at the polls, there's a hotline number you can call.
Yeah, the Attorney General's office says you can report suspected violations at 1-800-328-VOTE. The hotline is active 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Officials say allegations of election fraud will be turned over to the Attorney General's Department of Criminal Investigations.
You can find more information about Election Day voting at WTVQ.com.
Yeah, this is a live look at the ABC 36 website. We have the latest on election results, and you can find it all right there on our website. Again, that's WTVQ.com.
Still ahead, we'll have continuing coverage for Election Day 2023.
Yeah, we're breaking down the key races here in Central Kentucky with our political analysts, Dr. Stephen Voss and Trey Watson.
Really comfortable temperatures on this election day. We've got a comfortable evening to come. In fact, tomorrow looks to be our best day when we could see some record warmth. Your 7-day forecast is coming up.